The man walked into our booth here, our radio booth position, high atop the proceedings as they're getting ready to be put together, and said that we had a nice view. You like the view, Daniel?
This is
Jeremiah?
pretty sweet, man.
It's good, man. We're going to be down at that stage right down there in the corner.
Yeah, that's amazing that's the small video board. Every time I come to the stadium,
right, I know.
the ones on the end
The
are
ones
massive.
on the end are massive. And then, hey, look, the first time I saw a game here was the Super Bowl between Pittsburgh and Green Bay,
yeah.
right? And I was sitting right around like the 20, 25, and every single time the play was over, I'd look up and I'd get a replay.
Yeah.
And then I realized after a while that I was no longer watching the action. I was watching the game on the TV, which is what the idea is why Jerry Jones had it built. Did you hear the genesis of how that came to be?
No, I don't know the story.
A Las Vegas act in Las Vegas, Nevada. Jerry and his wife go and see the why am I blind? Oh God, her name just flew out of my head.
Celine Dion?
Celine Dion, the
Yep.
great Celine Dion,
Yep.
had a huge screen behind her, and he's just like, we should get one of those for our new stadium. And another reason why is if we're battling with people to come to the game, we're battling with their high definition screen at home. Let's put it between the 20s and let's have them watch the game here with a replay over.
Do you remember that first year? Well, all the talk was all these punts are gonna
hit
that.
Well,
thing.
somebody
One,
tried
I
to do
think-
it, right? Somebody purposely did it.
Maybe it was in warm up. Somebody got it
In a preseason game, somebody purposely tried to hit it, and they did. But at any rate, we're here. We're excited for it. Let's get right down to I really want to dig in right now on Lamar Jackson because that is the guy who I think is the biggest mystery out of all of these quarterbacks as to where he goes and what he can be. Evaluate this guy soup to nuts for me going into Thursday night, according to you, Daniel Jeremiah.
Well, the athletic ability is easy, right? Everybody sees that. You see how explosive he is, how dynamic he is as a runner. That's all documented. There's no question. There's no debate on that. As a passer, the good news for Lamar is that it's trending up each and every year. You're seeing progress being made there. Now he's not there. He's got a long ways to go. There's some mechanical things he's got to continue to work for.
Like what?
Just with his base and everything, he gets so narrow that affects his accuracy. He's very comfortable everything inside and working in there because he's kind of a flipper. I call him he's really a flipper instead of a thrower. Mm-hmm. He's literally kind of almost like Mike, like the way Vic threw was just all flipping it. And so everything in between the hashes, he's comfortable. Driving the ball outside the hashes is all over the place. So you've got to continue to work on that and develop that. I've been saying, look, you take him. His high school coach changed the offense for him. His college coach changed the offense for him. It worked out swimmingly.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
it
work?
Does. That
one of
means
those
it
ones.
worked out well.
Yeah, I was waiting for the.
Unless you can't swim. Unless you can't swim.
That's a problem.
Yes, it is.
So to me, that's what's going to happen at the NFL level. I think he needs to go somewhere where not only does he need time for him to develop, I think it'll take a little bit of time for whoever drafts him to figure out a way to construct the offense because they're going to change what they're doing. The question that we get all the time is, what team fits Lamar Jackson? And I'm like, no, you're asking the wrong question. You're going to have to fit yourself to him. It's not the other way around. He's not fitting himself to you. So there's going to be some time where you got to kind of figure that out. And the difference with him and Deshaun Watson is that Deshaun was just further along as a passer. So even though they changed things there with Bill O'Brien, Deshaun from where he started from a throwing standpoint was just further ahead.
So then let's try and locate teams that might be willing to change what they do. Could New England be one of those?
Absolutely. And I think that would be – it kind of in a way would be a total New England move, that we're going to be ahead of the curve. This is what the college game is going to be putting out going forward. Everybody's running this offense. So this is the most dynamic guy we've seen run that offense. So it's eventually going to all trickle up because all these 37, 38, 41-year-old quarterbacks are going to be gone. So let's be early on this trend here. And you have some time with Tom right now, no pun intended, to be able to work on Lamar and really kind of be developing another offense. And then all of a sudden New England unveils that thing a year, 2 years from now, and it'll be fun.
What about New Orleans?
Yeah, that's another one. I think these college coaches are so interested in what goes on in college, and they spend so much time studying that game. I almost think a guy like Sean Payton would just totally reinvigorate him to say, I have so many different things I can do that I've wanted to do and explore and different options, and a guy like Lamar Jackson would give you that. I keep Cincinnati, Baltimore, New England, the Saints. Those are the teams that I think of most when I think about
and
this
who
thing.
do you think might trade back into the first round to go get him? Because I think based on what I'm hearing and the way that I'm seeing this all set up, if Arizona does not take him in the middle of the first round, if he's not going to be gotten by then he'll be in play late Thursday night.
Yeah.
So, and that's the most likely scenario, in all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
So, who do you think comes back in and uses draft capital to get that fifth year? We just talked about that with Matt Miller.
Yeah.
That somebody's going to want him to get that fifth year
developmental guy.
Year. Correct. Yeah. Right.
So the team that I keep coming back to in that regard is you look at what they've done in the past is Baltimore. And, remember the Flacco year, they moved all the way back, and then I believe they moved back up a little bit to get Joe. So there was some maneuvering. They're not afraid to move up and down the board. And where they're kind of situated right now, almost if they want to go with a position other than quarterback, you look at maybe a tight end, a wide receiver. Although wide receiver, you might cross that off the list now with Willie Snead, all the guys they've added here in the offseason.
Would they really? I mean, it's not like Willie Snead costs like Sammy Watkins dollars. But every time I hear that, it's like, well, Dez is going to be out because Willie Snead was signed.
I just think the numbers now, when you look at the numbers that they have, it's not as pressing of a need. But if you're looking for an interior offensive lineman, you're looking for a tight end, to me that's a situation where you could trade back, get some extra picks. Maybe you take a Hayden Hurst, you slide back 4 or 5 spots, and then you use some of that extra capital you've got to come back in and get your quarterback in Lamar Jackson. All
right, now let's talk about let's take a 60-second break, and when we come back, I want to talk about which teams you think are going to trade up for a quarterback.
Okay, cool.
And what you're hearing, because last night I had dinner with you and Mayock last night, and you did what you just did right there.
Yeah.
Which is look down at your phone literally every 2 minutes.
You want to know what it is?
Yes, it is. I do, because last time I asked this question, hour number 1 of Ian Rappaport, he gave a very cryptic answer, but then we started finding out how he's got a bad charging situation in his hotel room. He's walking around with a phone. No case on the phone. He's commando. He's going commando with his cell phone, which is a dangerous thing for an information man to be.
I'm going to show you the phone, who it's from, and the text. Why don't you read the text first, and I'll let you say who it's from. You ready?
Okay, yeah. Okay, I love this game, by the way. Hold on.
Let me get my glasses on. This is a very fun game, but Ian was not up for playing this game.
The text right there.
That tie you have on, it really looks nice. Mom.
That's inside scoop.
Hey. So wait a minute. Hold on a second. So Mama Jeremiah is periscoping?
Well, I don't know if she's periscoping right now, because that's the only. Then she's
that's the only way you can see it.
Who knew?
That's the only way you can see it right now.
She likes the tie.
By the way,
love it.
How 21st century is it to say Mama Jeremiah is periscoping, and we all know what the hell that means?
The original band name of Mamas and the Papas.
So there you go.
Mama Jeremiah is periscoping, which is. Oh, my God, I almost went with the bullfrog and all that sort of business. All right, when we come back in 60 seconds, I want to know everything that's in that cell phone that will tell somebody about what's going to happen with a team trading up. And Brockman is desperate to hear the words Patriots for Rosen. Desperate.
In the worst way.
Desperate. I don't know how that's going to happen unless he drops.
I'll give you a scenario when we come back.
Okay, that's in 60 seconds on the Rich Eisen Show live from AT&T Stadium, where on occasion, I don't know if you can hear it. I hear it through my headsets, the occasional jackhammering.
Yes, I'm hearing it too.
Okay, that's what's going on here. They're bolting the stadium together, or hopefully the stage. All right, we're back here live on the Rich Eisen Show Radio Network. We're also available on our app where you can listen to us absolutely anywhere you hit the Listen Live button. You can also vote on our poll question there and go down a video wormhole. Apple App Store or Google Play, hit the link at the top of our Twitter handle at Rich Eisen Show, where you can also take in this show via Periscope, like Daniel Jeremiah's mom is clearly doing right now. So we're waving hello to your hi, Mom, like Tom Brady right there. I like that.
Similar.
Another segment here with Daniel Jeremiah on the Rich Eisen Show live from inside AT&T Stadium. Who is trading up for a quarterback?
Buffalo. The latest stuff that you hear is you've heard Buffalo in 5 for a long time, and now it's
with Denver.
Yeah, with Denver, and then now it's if maybe there's a chance they get to 4. Maybe there is a chance that Cleveland gets out of there, which I don't agree with. I think if you're Cleveland, you should stick and pick and get a premier player.
Hit the win it now button.
Yes,
it's time. What else were you amassing
They've been doing this forever. Like let's just get some blue chip players. So I don't know. That's floating out there. So for whatever that's worth, but I'll be surprised if Buffalo's first pick is at number 12. I'll buy you dinner. At a very affordable place.
Last night, Mayock, when he picked up the check, says that you never pay for dinner.
I've never bought with Mike. He won't let me. I don't try very hard, to be honest.
I know, by the way, that was the old alligator arms last night when that check hit the table. At least I made the reach.
That was a big number.
I just so you know, Brockman, it was a nice large number.
Yeah.
A whopping fine number, as they say in the Dr. Seuss world. I made the reach, Daniel verbalized. Can I? Like he made the verbal.
Okay.
But I made the actual legitimate reach for the.
Here's
pocket.
the thing, though. Here's the strategy. You got to wait till it's grabbed. Because if you make the offer before it's grabbed, then it's fair game. You kind of got to jump in there. But he's not going to grab it, and then you ask, and then go, oh, here you go.
Right.
So I wait for the grab, make the offer, and I'm clean.
It's like the catch rule. You waited for him to have complete possession.
He survived the ground.
And then a football move.
The check did not survive the table. I like it. So Buffalo moves up from 12.
Yep.
And they use, obviously, their other pick to do that, right?
Yeah.
What about the scenario of getting up to the Giants spot? Who can do that?
I laid out the thing that we talked about on the show that one day about a 3-teamer with the Colts that could potentially work. I think it makes so much sense, and I don't know why.
So how just
traction,
give me how that would possibly work, a 3-team trade in the NFL draft.
Yeah, and first of all, I had Charlie Cashley call the league. Totally legal.
Okay.
You can totally do it. It happens in the NBA all the time. But the Giants, here's the problem. They don't want to go back to 12, so it's the third team is the Colts. They go to 6. The Colts have been looking to get a bunch of picks because the roster's so bad.
Right.
They go back to 12. Buffalo, the way it all kind of works, the Giants, I had it when I did the numbers on the chart, would have to just give up a 5th-round pick, and they were getting a haul of picks to go from 2 to 6 because that's a big number in terms of
But the Giants would have had to cough up a 5th of their own.
A 5th that they would trade number 2 and a 5 of their own, and they were getting a haul of picks, which was number 6. I think they might even have got the second first-rounder
Bills
from Buffalo. And then
the Colts would have gotten the highest
and the
one,
Colts,
the 12.
the Colts were getting a bunch of those 2s as well as going to 12. So they were getting some action, and there was really no picks for the next year. You could do it math-wise with the chart, which of course you got to overpay a little bit with quarterbacks. But there's a way that it could work for those 3 teams.
So you'd have to say that again, that deal is struck right now as we're sitting here.
Would have to,
but it
we gotta
hasn't
wait
been
till they're on the clock.
activated.
Yeah.
You have to see who's actually been selected.
Yes.
To see if the one that the Bills want at 2.
They would be at 2, which I would think they would be comfortable with
either one,
guys,
Allen or Allen or Darnold,
yeah,
right?
whichever one it is. Those are the names you hear.
All right, give Daniel Jeremiah, give Brockman his Patriots getting Rosen.
Okay, here's a scenario. So if you see those 3 quarterbacks go, and there's potential for one to slide, and that's Rosen. I don't think they can get all the way up there in the top 5.
Okay.
But once you get past 5, right?
Okay.
If the Colts don't get out, they stick and pick. Roquan Smith is the name that you hear there. The Bucks are not taking a quarterback. The Bears are not taking a quarterback. Now you get to the Niners and
the Raiders. They're
not taking quarterbacks. But I would think 9 and 10, you've got relationships there. You've got a relationship, obviously, with John Lynch that just did the Garoppolo thing. So maybe this is the turnaround. You go ahead and come up there and go get Rosen there. Or it's the Gruden situation where that roster needs some help in Oakland as well. He could amass some picks and go back there. So the 9-10, I guess we will call it the turn or whatever, would be that's this area, the sweet spot. Got to get ahead of Miami, who's inside the division, to go get Josh Rosen. That's how.
And what does that cost them?
They're 2 1s, right?
2 1s and the 43rd overall pick,
something else. All I would say is, I think the 49ers, you could say they got over a little bit on the Garoppolo
They owe
trade.
them one.
You owe me one.
Yeah, I don't think.
Come on.
Right. I don't think it works that way.
That's what you're selling. That's what you're selling.
Daniel Jeremiah here on the Rich Eisen Show. Because we're on in South Florida on the Rich Eisen Show radio network. There's a lot of talk about the Dolphins.
Oh, you're going to go Marlins there for a second?
Well, no. That's on HBO tonight with Jeter and Brian Gumbel. I don't know if you saw any of
that transcript looks incredible.
No, I know nothing.
It's
oh my gosh, yeah,
it's heated.
Where did Jeter call? He called Gumbel like mentally soft or something like that.
Yeah, weak-minded.
Yeah, and because Gumbel's accusing him of tanking, and he says he's not tanking. He expects them to compete, not contend. He expects them to compete.
Right. Okay.
Well, at any rate.
All right.
That is it.
Sorry for
I'm talking
interrupting.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
What is the deal with Tannehill? Do they want to move on from him and Baker Mayfield or Rosen? Would they trade up in order to move on from Ryan Tannehill?
Everything that I kind of hear is just I don't see them really being aggressive to move up. If one were to fall to them, then maybe they would go in that direction. There's a chance they go in that direction.
Man, they need a lot more help.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like if you were 100% committed to Ryan Tannehill, are you doing this much work on all these quarterbacks?
No way.
And aren't you coming out and saying, hey, at least to somebody locally, and the word gets out that we're very happy with Ryan Tannehill. We're going to try and get somebody to help him out. We're not looking to replace him. But that hasn't happened.
So give me another one more quarterback needy team that you think.
Arizona's going to be fun.
Well, why wouldn't they take Lamar Jackson at 15? Do you think that they might take Mason Rudolph in the middle of the first round? Is that too high?
Man, that coffee's a little rich for me. But I can't see it there. I would think you'd be in a trade back scenario. Lamar Jackson, I could get behind. I can understand that
at 15.
Yeah, I mean, it's higher than I have him graded, but it's a gamble, it's a risk. But man, I get it. There's a huge payoff.
To me,
there.
overspending or overreaching for a quarterback
can't.
does not matter.
You can't.
If the guy plays well. The same thing again. The Jets overspent to get from 6 to 3.
Yeah.
There's no question that they overspent.
If they get their guy, you can't overspend.
They would not have overspent to go from 6 to 3 if they didn't go for the Fugazi Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
And by that I don't mean that Cousins isn't a good quarterback. I don't think
was
Cousins was never going there.
Yeah.
So they took that fool's gold by looking at him, and the Colts knew, okay, they might not get Kirk Cousins, or we don't think they're getting Kirk Cousins. Let's ask for that other two.
Yeah.
All that said, it doesn't matter that the Jets have overspent for them.
Nobody
if the guy they get
that.
at 3 starts winning divisions and titles.
It's funny because there is so much pressure on the Jets to get the quarterback thing right. But I'm telling you, there's going to be as much pressure on the Giants for the guy they could potentially pass on as there is on the Jets on who they potentially pick. Because if you're the Giants and you pass on, say it's Darnold or Rosen, and they go to the Jets, the same building, and they anchor that roster for the next 12 to 15 years, and you spend a decade trying to find the replacement for Eli Manning, not a good situation.
Correct. Damn. All right, so who's in the chute for you that you can't wait to see get drafted? Just like a story that, like, this is what this kid deserves, or
yeah, I mean, there's so many of those in this draft. I'm kind of curious. I like it when we get, as you know me, I kind of like the guys that are a little bit from the small schools. So
right.
A guy like Dallas Goedert from South Dakota State, the tight end, who's just a really, really good football player. Late 1, early 2 is probably where we're going to see his name called. His one-handed catch is maybe the best catch this year of anybody in the whole draft.
I've seen a lot of mocks sending him to New Orleans.
Yep. I think New Orleans, Carolina, and Jacksonville are 3 teams you can keep an eye on for tight ends.
Okay. And then
that's a fun one.
What was the one that on the way back from dinner last night that you already have all lined up with a song or something? Like that?
Yeah, we got a receiver from Limestone.
Limestone.
Yeah.
Where is Limestone?
I haven't got there yet. But
what do you mean you haven't got there?
No,
like,
I've done. It's Vincent Smith, I believe, is his name.
Okay.
I've evaluated him. I've got notes on my computer.
Is it Limestone College? Limestone University?
I want to say it definitely sounds like a college.
Limestone College in Gaffney, South Carolina.
What is their mascot? Because we were hoping it was the Cowboys.
Great question.
Well, so you could
St. Bernard.
Yeah.
Oh, the old St. Bernard.
The old St. Bernard.
You can't go Glenn Campbell on that one. But if Limestone becomes the Cowboy,
that's the story of the weekend.
Like a Limestone Cowboy.
Can we LeVar Ball real quick? Can we speak that into existence?
I don't know. Jerry's probably going to be strolling around here soon enough. Hey, Jerry, go get the Limestone just so we could. I would go.
We kind of bullied the Vikings into taking Moritz Boehringer. Can we do it one more time?
Mayock will dive under the table. And by the way, last night, Brockman bringing up the parrot that will
he
fly
must have
into
hated that so much.
No. He understands. Mayock understands that there's all sorts of silliness.
Right.
Of day 3 silliness. Like he's now
accepted it.
I don't know if accepted.
He's got a limit. He's
got a limit.
He's got a credit limit there.
So, because last year with the orangutan making the day 3 picks for the Colts, and we kept going back and back, like 4 or 5 picks, and the first time he thought it was funny, second time humorous, third time not so much. Then the fourth time he's just like, so some kid's life dream is being realized.
Grover.
And it's an orangutan that was Grover Stewart. He got really pissed on behalf of Grover Stewart on live TV. So, of course, that only sent our producers in the NFL Network truck back to do even more. They created, like, that graphic baseball card for the orangutan, like had oily hips or something like that.
It was amazing.
Long story short, so last night he said he will give the parrot 2 picks before he's had enough of the parrot.
Is the parrot getting more than one?
Parrots, as you know, repeat. So I would imagine the parrot it's a 2-flight, 2-pick situation before Mayock goes all ham on the parrot.
Here's a question.
Saturday.
Here's a question for you both, real quick.
That's
if I gave you access to the I don't know if you call it the trainer for the parrot, and you could get the parrot to say one thing to Mike, what would it be?
Oh, gosh.
Watching tape.
What would it be? I do like that. Quicker than fast?
Yeah.
Quicker than fast?
Heavy-legged knee bender.
Heavy-legged waist bender.
Yeah, maybe a bit much for the parrot.
Meatball.
Oh,
Bubble
man.
butt? Costanzo?
So Mayock said,
Bubble butt?
It's a 2-flight situation for the parrot before he gets
man.
ejected from Mike Mayock's world. DJ, I will see you later on. We're doing.
down there.
You're all suited and booted, and I'll see you down there in about a half an hour.
Great
We'll be
time,
good.
DJ. Great time.
Yes,
Yeah, thank you.
You're
Thank
back
you.
in. You're
Great
back
tie.
in Mama Jeremiah's play.
Great tie.
We're
Did
in.
she get you that tie? Is that what you?
There might have been a box that arrived with a couple ties.
Well done.
Not gonna lie to you.
Well done. Good mama's boy, Daniel Jeremiah, here on the Rich Eisen Show.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.